Hello everyone and good evening. I got a question on dashcentral.org. It's about the proposal, the supervisor election 2024 Joseph. And I want to get into details about this question. So, what it's actually about? It's about the divinvest.org, the role of the supervisor. And I question not what we did in the past, a question if the strategy is right. So if we change the whole approach of our activity in the Dash Invest, because I watched videos from the start on YouTube of Dash Invest and it didn't start it that way. And I'm pretty sure we can change the Dash Investment Foundation's course to a totally different direction. So, what is my plan, or what do I think? Let's go into details. Joseph, do you have any experience at all with running a financial startup? So this question is, wait a minute, down there. Yes, from Masternoodle. So, is this actually the right question? Because is it a right thing to establish a cryptocurrency and then invest into other regulated companies? Does that make sense? In my opinion, no. A better choice would be investing in Latin America or in a free private city project, to ask in advance not what to invest in a financial startup or whatever. It's more important where to invest. So macroeconomic investment, like Ray Dalio does. I don't know if you know this guy from the States. So the question where to invest is far more important than what to invest or who does the investment. So, or we just play the central bank role and try to flatten the vola by trading Dash against gold, silver, or copper. That's an approach too, but that's pretty risky. I don't know if we should really do this, or if it's smarter that masternode owners do this by themselves. Would be smarter in my opinion. Or we invest in influencer, so marketing, because in my opinion the software of Dash is pretty stable or pretty decent. Yeah, it's a Masternode coin. That's okay. So I'm not a Bitcoin maxi, or of course I'm not a Bitcoin maxi. Otherwise I wouldn't have applied for the job as supervisor in the div company, or in the div organization. But on the other hand, it would be smart to organize, let's say, influencer not from America or Europe, influencer from Africa, Southeast Asia, or South America or Latin America are the choice from my point of view. Yeah. Do you have a network that could help work with equity investments? Invest in a regulated market doesn't help at all. So the connections you think that are useful aren't useful. That doesn't help. We, a few Dashcoiner dudes, should do better decisions. Do we, as a few Dashcoiner dudes, do better decisions or make better decisions than thousands of free fund managers? Probably not, right? Unregulated markets in a third world country with weak central banks are the key for a new currency like Dash. For example, the Savage Camp project. What is the Savage Camp project? It's in Africa. This is one of the projects who could be a good kind of starter project to go with, or even better, to look at the map, the projects featured at Liberty in our lifetime 2024. I have been there. So from my point of view, maybe Crypto City would be a good place to go to, like concentrate the divs activities on this small island. Or Prospera is still a good choice, or Los Propietarios would be maybe nice. Others are not so much in my opinion. The other 2 or 3 here, I have no idea. Ocean Builders, it's not a good idea. Maybe the 4 ones in Africa, maybe the one in the east of Africa. ArcPad, the ArcPad idea is nice here in the Philippines. So, yeah, Madeira is not a good choice because these are the Maxi Island. This is the Bitcoin Maxi Island. Liberland doesn't make sense. Liberstad doesn't make sense. So there are maybe 3 or 4 projects, or a bunch of other very weak countries or very small countries with a few million inhabitants. This would be the strategy to go. Good, let's get back to the question. I looked over this material and frankly I don't see anything that would qualify Joseph for this role. I can't read most of the things he posted. It's a foreign language. Recommendation www.deepl.org. Hint, Taliban will not learn English so that you don't have to leave your high horse or warm Wall Street office. Jungle, desert, third world country people are the target group for Daesh. So I have made already a video on my second YouTube account. So this is the answer for Masternoodle. It sounds a little bit strange that it's a foreign language. I can't learn. I only speak English. That's a little bit stupid from my point of view. So learn a second language then. So Div, what did I post? I post that these kind of guys, like this one, is the main customer for a new currency. Somebody in Moldova or Sri Lanka or wherever, in a small country where the central bank doesn't work anymore or doesn't work decent anymore. Maybe in Argentina, but Argentina is pretty large, so or Zimbabwe or whatever. But in a small country where the central bank doesn't work anymore. And from my point of view, Daesh should concentrate on a few areas on that planet. So free private cities, as I have said, I have been there, talked to a few people. This would be the strategy that could work. So, spoke there with some people. Yes, and yeah, pretty interesting. This is the way to go from my point of view. So to go to a place where a new state is, or a new country is born, or a new community starts being active. So, and then you talk with this kind of people. So you ask for some kind of, what was it again? Experience in financial startups and qualifying stuff for the management role of something in the Wall Street. No, that's not how a cryptocurrency is used on the street, because Dash is the currency that should be used on a street and on a third world country street, not in New York, not in Europe, not in North America. Maybe in Central America or Latin America, but not in North America, not in Tokyo or in Shanghai or whatever, not in a developed city, in a new city where people don't have bank accounts. That's the way to go for Dash. So, as I have said, leave your high horse would be an experience for you, because I don't really get what you want from me. So, but as far as I can tell, he's unknown in the community. The forum account is brand new and has zero activity. The GitHub shows nothing worth mentioning, no Discord, no Telegram. I saw him post things like this. Sell your masternode. Yes, I posted a meme. Where is the meme? This one. Sell your masternode. Vote. Also, this is basically the Republicans. Vote, shield, dingsbums. Dash digital cash. Make Joel Valenzuela work for USD again, because I would assume that the activities of Joel doesn't work, because let's look at the price chart, and it does look like pretty. So from more than 200 euros to 20 euros, or more than 200 US dollars to 20 US dollars, nice, or 22 or whatever. So lost 90% of the price in maybe 3 or 4 years, not even 4 years, lost 90%. So I would assume that someday, someday the people should realize that they have to change this strategy. So get back to the sheet. Ja, also, genau, the sell your Bitcoin or sell your Masternode thing is one thing. So assume that you have understood the incentive systems for all participants. So there are Masternode owners, there are just users who have a small wallet and don't stake at all, and maybe there are traders, but traders don't care about if the price going up, down, or whatever, as long as it moves. So basically the traders and the hodlers without staking pay the Masternode interest. The Masternode 5 or 6 or 7%, they pay it. The money comes from them, from the end user basically. And this doesn't take long. Then the end user will say, "Fuck off! I will leave the Dash system," because Dash should be beating the 1-year state bill of Germany, France, Italy, the United States, whatever. So should grow 3, 4, 5% every year. And if this doesn't happen, then the average Joe in a third world country will say, "No, guys, thank you. I don't want your currency, because then I'll go with the US dollar or the euros." Do you understand what I mean? Okay, I hope you understood. Good. Then it's kind of like in a movie Looper. Do you know the movie Looper? It's basically a hitman, and he meets a few years later his older self. So he travels back in time, and he meets his older self. And then his older self don't want to die. Yeah? Of course, he don't want to. And the younger hitman realizes if he does what he meant to do, it will be an eternal loop. So the solution is that the younger hitman kills himself, and then the project or the world turns to the better. So, and that's why I make this meme. Now, where was it? Here, meme dash. Sell your Masternode if you don't see the incentive system. Because if you see the incentive system, something had to change. Otherwise, all lemmings will fall down the cliff. Where's this lemming? I closed it. There was a meme where all lemmings fall down the cliff. So all masternodes will fall down the cliff one day if we don't change something fundamental. That's why I posted this meme. But I don't really know why this is important for you or anybody else. So in this avatar and other stuff, he has the Monero logo front and center and have the feeling he wants to take advantage of the few candidates and gain some sort of status through the diff to use it as a mouthpiece. Okay, I explain you what I think. From an derivation case coin like Dash with a questionable pre-mine history. That's a good joke. Some sort of status. No, not in Germany. Everybody laughed at me and say, why you struggling with Dash? Just use Bitcoin or Bitcoin on-chain or Bitcoin Lightning, and everybody does this, and the price will rise and rise and rise. And obviously they were right? So for status, yeah, nice. Yeah, again, first world is Bitcoin Maxi World, and Europe is Bitcoin Maxima pure Bitcoin maxi world. Yeah? Where I live, Munich, or in the north of Munich, where I was born, there is Bitcoin maxi country. So you don't gain any advantage of promoting Dash. Definitely not. And definitely not with a position that isn't paid, yeah, like the supervisor position. Funny. Okay. Also, again, third world people who are unbanked don't care as long as the app works. So they don't care about the pre-mine history. So that's our target group. Don't know what this guy is asking me. To further some kind of agenda that probably has nothing to do with what the diff is meant to. Okay, let's go. Also, change your strategy or die like lemmings. That's what I want to say. Don't vote for me if you don't want to change anything, because something has to be done. Shop-in-Bit has delisted Dash of 2 years ago or something like that. And on the site Heroes of Hyperinflation, that's basically a web crawler for cryptocurrency offers. And I wrote this web crawler, and maybe I'll delist Dash too if the community doesn't change. How does the site look like? It looks like this. So from my point of view, I'm asking, or I'm considering, to remove Dash here, because Dash is a pure proof of stake system. Exactly, here is the meme. So lemmings fall down. DAO decides to do nothing about the price of Dash, so only the interest rate of the masternode owner counts. What happens? The end user will say goodbye, and then all masternodes fall down the cliff. What? Fiat money is essentially proof of stake. Yeah, that's true. It is the case. So the owner, the central bank owner or the masternode owner, has to be smart to do something against the end of the cliff. Yeah? The cliff is coming towards the masternode owners, and they have to be smart and do something. So the cantilever effect works until 2050. Then, it doesn't really matter, because where is this maximum? Oh, I closed it too. Did I close it? Ah, no, it doesn't. Here. So till 2050, the cantilever effect counts, but then because of degeneration, the amount of new coins will be reduced to nearly zero, then it doesn't matter anymore after 2050. So, and proof of stake is a bad incentive system, because masternode owners obviously don't vote for a strategy to get Dash on the streets, and Joel alone doesn't really count. This strategy doesn't work either, to have a little bit of Porkfest talks and free Italy whatever talk on a first world stage. That doesn't count, or that doesn't work. So we need a footstep into South America, in a small country. That's the main topic I want to address, or the main strategy I want to address. Are masternodes willing to accept less? That's the question. Because with Bitcoin, every Bitcoiner who gains through the price, buy sooner or later stickers, or organize sooner or later a website for promoting Bitcoin, and this alone helps to rise price and adoption. And Dash need a plan like this, otherwise Dash will die. So that's where this meme comes from. So I have explained enough, I hope. We should not elect. So the question is, exactly. The Shop-in-Bit programmer or Shop-in-Bit owner, the Amazon for Bitcoiners, do accept only Bitcoin, Bitcoin Lightning and Monero, because he kicked out Litecoin, Dash, and Bitcoin Cash. And he once had a talk with Joel Valenzuela. And if somebody, so at least in Europe, if somebody with this footstep in the cryptocurrency to real life market. So he didn't use a payment system like AnyPay or Bitrefill or whatever. It was direct. He accepted directly on shopandbit.com Dash, and now he delisted Dash. And if the Dash community doesn't react on this, they are stupid. So this is the main thing. If some activity should happen in first world war countries, then keep Shop&Bit or keep Lawrence in a good mood for Dash. This would be the main task for the Dash community. Or just leave Europe and North America and and concentrate on a third world country. Maybe with a war happening, a war going on, that's the place where new currencies have advantages compared to fiat currencies. So we should not elect candidates. Next question. We should not elect candidates just to have someone. Better to have fewer but qualified people than a board full of people who make the diff look bad to anyone they were dealing with and who may even have ulterior motives. So you don't know much about my motives, but I don't really care. So good attitude. By the way, I addressed this question. By the way, you may not have noticed yet, Mr. Masternoodle, there are dozens of Bitcoin maxis out there who question the motives of Dash or Ethereum or Solana as a whole all day long. Proof of work is the only blah, 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 blah. I'm not sure about that. Proof of stake systems do have advantages too. But the fight against the Fed is not finally, the decision isn't made already. So who knows what will happen the next few years. But the question is, what should I do with Heroes of Hyperinflation? Because if I post something there, normally the buyer asks for paying with Monero and not for paying with Dash. So I definitely I gave a few Dash to relatives and stuff. I definitely did more on the street for Dash in Germany than the last 2 years than everybody else I know. So at least I don't hear something from other Dash users in the Dash Dach group. Okay. So, post your application on dashinvest.org, Mr. Masternoodle. The formula is still open. I would like to know more and hear more from you. Competition stimulates business. Great. So, I hope that everybody understands my motivation. I hope that I get my point across. This is the way to go. And if you don't agree to what I have said, then don't vote for me on Dash Central. Hope to see you soon. Hope to see Rodrigo one day. And by the way, Rodrigo, this is Rodrigo's YouTube. Yes, I still will use Monero, and that's a good thing because, as I have said, competition stimulates business. He has the Monero logo front and center. Yeah, and this will stay definitely like it is now. Or you can pay me like Joel to change something, but it wouldn't make much sense because people come and pay with Monero. That's just a fact. That's a reality. So, and you can try to convince Shop&Bit, Lawrence, to accept Dash again. Good luck. And if I watch, as I've said, if I watch the Bitcoin blog from Rodrigo, it's kind of the same. The Dash Masternode owner maybe should act smarter because I don't see your social media here, Mr. Noodle. Okay, that's it for today. Stay tuned, and maybe you can go to Maybe you can go to the 10 cent. 10 cent equals 4.1 gram Kupfer, and watch the other videos, because I paid for stuff like this commercial billboards by myself, just for fun. Yeah, and in the future I will not pay for dash commercials just for fun by myself if the crowd and the community acts like this. Definitely not, because I have other stuff to do and other things going on. As I said, I plan to move to one of these countries or one of these projects to join them. That's maybe better invested time. But let's see. Actually, I like Sven, but yeah, let's wait what happens. Bye. Have a nice evening and see you soon.